All the big news in cryptocurrencies today point towards the fact that Gary Gensler is again in the hot seat, but this time with a potential to lose his current position. The US stock market continues to go into the green levels, and some of these coins that are being listed as securities, are you still trusting them? We'll discuss all of that today, right here on Pour Over Finance. What's up, guys, and welcome to Pour Over Finance. I am Aaron. Now, I just want to get a couple of things out of the way before we get into all of this. Firstly, in the description below, there will be timestamps for each of the different subjects that I discuss. And I want to also ask you to please go ahead and hit the like button so this video continues to grow, the channel continues to grow. If you like what I do, hit the subscribe button with the notification so you're notified of when I am uploading. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, this is something that I read last week and discussed it, but Yahoo Finance continues to say that we are looking at a stock market bull market at the moment. I think it's a little too early to call this, but stocks continue to rally. And the headline here says tech leads the market rally to start the crucial week for the U.S. economy. And this is just a little bit of the stock market news that they have for today. It says stocks rallied on Monday to kick off a busy week for the U.S. economy, with inflation data arriving tomorrow, which is Tuesday. The Federal Reserve's next policy decision, which is set for release on Wednesday afternoon. So we're going to get the inflation data on Tuesday and the Fed's next policy decision for the following day. At the closing today, which is Monday, all three indexes were higher, with the NASDAQ pacing at 1.53 in terms of their gains, the S&P 500 at 0.94%, and we have the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which was also higher by 190 points, or 0.56. It says Monday's gains came after the S&P 500 entered a bull market last week and closed at its highest level since August 2022, while the NASDAQ continued a streak of 7 straight winning weeks. So this is positive news overall for just the economy in the United States. Again, I don't know if I can call a bull market this early, but it definitely helps to see that the market is on the rise. Going on from that, it says for the CPI inflation news that we're expected to get tomorrow, it's saying that we should be expecting May to be a little bit more positive in terms of cooling inflation. In the article here, it says inflation data, which is set to be released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics on Tuesday, will be critical in terms of the economic indicator ahead of the Federal Reserve's monetary policy for later this week. So that should be extremely interesting in terms of what we see. Personally, I do expect that we may have lower numbers, because you can tell, as someone that just lives in the United States, you can tell things at the grocery stores, they're coming down a little bit. Overall, gas prices seems like they have just stayed in the same region. But again, we'll see. All of the information points towards the fact that the labor markets have now cooled off. Jobs are still plentiful, and they continue to add jobs every month. But again, that information will be tomorrow, and we will discuss it when that information drops. Please, again, subscribe. You'll get all of that information right here. Now, right into the cryptocurrency information. After the bloodbath last week, it continues. Bitcoin is still down, currently trading at 25,917. Ethereum is also down, trading at $1,741. And, quite a few other coins. BNB, which is, they're taking a lot of hits because of what's going on with the lawsuits, but it's also down by negative 3.4%. And a little bit of what may potentially be good news for the crypto market, but I don't necessarily know if it's something to get excited about just yet. It's really too early to call this, even though it is a bill that's being entered. I don't necessarily know that we're going to see anything come of this, or if it does, no time soon. Anyway, let's read what it says here. It says, this is breaking news. U.S. lawmakers file SEC Stabilization Act to fire Gary Gensler. Let's read into what the article says, and then we'll discuss some of this. So it says, United States Representative Warren Davidson has introduced the SEC Stabilization Act into the House of Representatives, and this was announced today, which is June 12th. On the bill, one of the bill's main provisions is to fire the SEC Commissioner Gary Gensler. In a statement, Davidson said, U.S. markets must be protected from a tyrannical chairman, including the current one. That's why I'm introducing legislation to fix the ongoing abuse of power and ensure protection that is in the best interest of the market for the years to come. It's time for real reform and to fire Gary Gensler as the chair of the SEC. He's not happy with Gary, clearly. It says Tom Emmer, who is one of the co-authors of this bill, Emmer said that the Stabilization Act will make common sense changes to ensure that the SEC's priorities are with the investors they are charged to protect and not the whims of a reckless chair. I'm liking everything that I'm hearing here. Every single thing that I'm hearing, I like it. Because the problem that seems to be in play right now, it's almost as if Gary Gensler has a bit of a mission. It doesn't appear that he just is clearly acting with law. It seems like there's something different that is happening. And there's multiple interviews with Brian Armstrong, which is the CEO of Coinbase, mentioning that he saw the climate change drastically after the fall of FTX. Somewhere in 2022, after the fall of FTX, something took place. And as we know, there have been meetings between Gary Gensler and Sam Bankman-Fried. So I don't know. Again, this is just personal opinion. I personally believe that somehow the chair of the SEC was, I don't know. I just believe that something unlawful was taking place. And a lot of that could be revealed when there's actually a lawsuit that is in progress with all of the details that are required. When all of that is happening, I believe we're going to find out more, because I just believe there's something that was going on between Gary Gensler and FTX. FTX was working hand in hand with Gary, and I don't know what was coming out of that. But it's just odd to me that as soon as FTX crashes, there's this extreme new climate of just ridding the United States of crypto. And he said it himself. That is what he wants to do. He wants to eliminate cryptocurrency. So let's just continue to read what the article says here. According to Fox News, the bill would remove Gary Gensler from office and redistribute power between the SEC and commissioners. Again, I like this. I like the fact that we're not going to be looking at all of the power lying within the hands of one person. Let's do something about spreading that out. It said it would add a sixth commissioner to the agency, disallow any party from holding a majority on the commission, and create an executive director position. Again, I like this. No specific party holding the majority, add a sixth commissioner, remove and redistribute power between the chair and the commissioners. I like everything that I'm hearing here. Although the lawmakers let me continue there. It says, although the lawmakers did not mention cryptocurrency in their statements, it is known that both Davidson and Emmer are pro-crypto and critical of Gensler's leadership at the SEC. So, again, I like everything that I'm hearing here. I like the fact that in the article, it specifically says that they're going to redistribute power between the SEC chair and commissioners. It would add a sixth commissioner to the agency, and it would prevent any party from holding the majority. I absolutely like that. Let's take that power and let's divide it. Let's spread it out a little bit. And let's also not put a specific party in power to be the majority, because then whatever your narratives are, that kind of feeds into the climate of the SEC. And we don't need that. We need to have things be a bit more neutral, and we need clear-headed decision makers that will be able to meet with companies and discuss rule changes and give clarity in businesses and give clarity in the climate for specific technologies like cryptocurrency. That's exactly what we need. So I like what this bill says. I personally do not want to continue to see what is happening with cryptocurrency and the SEC here in the US. I don't want to continue to see that to happen. On top of everything that's happening, we have other parts of the world that are embracing cryptocurrencies. They're writing clear set rules, and they're working to get things up and running. Why can we not have that here in the US? So I'm extremely happy to hear what's happening with this. We'll just have to wait and see what goes on, how it develops. And as that develops, I will be providing you with all of that information. So again, hit the subscribe button and that information will be brought to you. And in my final article here that I wanted to bring to you guys, it is SEC's Binance Coinbase suits create an uncertain future for listed token. And this is from Legal Expert. I didn't mean to highlight all of this. This is the area that I really wanted to get into. It says that both lawsuits stated that a number of tokens are securities, which is Solana, ADA, Matic, Sand, all of these different tokens, Flow, Mana, BNB. In the article, it says the status of these tokens is now somewhat in limbo. This is Jesse Overall and Steve Gotti, which are attorneys at a UK-based law firm, Clifford Chance. Not familiar with them. It says this creates uncertainty and creates risks in the US for markets and other market participants transacting in the token, as well as potentially the creators pending judicial determination. So this is something that I actually wanted to ask the audience, for those of you who make it this far into the video and that are also invested in crypto and specifically some of these coins that are listed as securities. Are you succumbing to the fear associated with the fact that these coins are being listed as securities? And we have companies like Binance delisting, we have Robinhood delisting. So if you have a major amount of money that is currently invested into, let's say, Solana or Matic is a big one, ADA for Cardano, are you continuing to hold? Did you shift it over to a wallet and you're just holding and hoping for the best? Or did you allow this current political climate here in the United States, which is anti-crypto, did you allow that to make a decision for you where you're taking the stance of potentially getting rid of these bags? Did you sell your soul bag, or are you just holding, waiting to see what happens? Because in the case of XRP, Ripple, when that was listed as a security, or when the security lawsuit began between the SEC and XRP, Coinbase delisted XRP. So regardless of Coinbase, any other cryptocurrency exchange here in the United States that realizes that this is a potential security and there's a lawsuit against a crypto exchange, they're going to delist it because they personally do not want the political / legal system to turn against them. So they're going to delist it to prevent any problems. So once all of these coins start getting delisted, that means that you don't have an on-ramp or an off-ramp, because if it gets delisted from the crypto exchanges, banks more than likely will not participate with a crypto exchange who decides to continue to carry unregistered securities. So that leaves us, the investors, in a position where we have to now either get rid of those bags or just take the loss. And what are you doing in regards to this? But according to this article, these coins are in limbo at this point, and they're going to lose a lot of value if they are listed as securities. So that's something that I wanted to know. What are you guys doing? I personally have very little investment in Sand. I have no Solana or any of these others that are listed here. So For me, this is really not something that I'm too concerned about. But if something that I'm holding, like for instance, Ethereum, were to be listed as a security and there was a potential of it getting delisted from all platforms, I would have to take losses and sell. So what do you guys think? What are you guys doing? Let me know. Anyway, guys, that's what I have for you today. Please go ahead and sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think about everything that went on today. Let me know what you think about Gary getting potentially removed. What do you think about the stock market in the US going green as crypto goes red? And are you getting rid of your bags for potential securities for some of these crypto? I am Aaron. This is Pour Over Finance. I want to ask you to please hit the subscribe button, the like button, the notification bell. It will help me. And I just want to thank you guys for spending your time with me today, all right? Have a good afternoon. Peace.